guys, I'm Mustang, and this is my brother's 370Z, and today we're going to talk about why, well, not why anything, we're just going to compare the two. Now let's get started. 3.7 liter V6 Mustang, which is found in every 2011 to 2017 Mustang, is simply, this is a 3.7 liter, nothing crazy, you know, it's really just the good old V6 magic. Realistically, these things came with 305 horsepower from the factory and 285 pound-feet of torque on an 87 octane. If you were to switch to 93, the stock tune would adjust just about 7 horsepower or so. So you can kind of just estimate it and say this is around 312, 315 horsepower from the factory. Now, this car, on the other hand, is actually a 3.7 liter V6, same as that one right there, but however, you're actually going to be getting 330 horsepower from the factory based right off of these. And you can actually see right here, you got a throttle body right here, throttle body right here, cold air intake for each. Obviously, the air has to be vacuumed and sucked out, and you actually get the strut tower brakes and engine cover to go along with it. Now, it's not to say this car doesn't come with one. It absolutely does come with a engine cover. It's just it's like a performance pack kind of thing. You can still buy one on eBay for like $100 or something, and I'm gonna do it just because it actually covers up this side, because the intake is very asymmetrical. It's very strange looking, I'm gonna say that right now. And you guys probably want to know, how does this engine stack up to this engine? Well, it doesn't stack up quite as well, obviously, being the lower horsepower, and the ability to make horsepower is different from this one. Now, this car actually does have a higher compression ratio straight from the factory versus this. I do believe it's like 11.5 or 10.5, or 10.5 is the compression ratio, I think, on this one versus over here where it's 11. Now, I think I could be wrong, not exactly sure. I'm not even gonna check. You know, take my word for it. It's right. You can see between the two here, we actually have a more primitive design. You know, it's more primitive because realistically, this engine is a placeholder because the 5.0 was their priority here. As you can see, there's tons of space in the engine compartment here. You can switch whatever engine you ever wanted to into this car and it not be a problem. Literally, look at the space we have here versus the 370Z, which you don't have any. You hardly have any space whatsoever in this thing. You can do an LS swap if you wanted to, but you couldn't swap a 5.0 out of a Mustang into this simply because 5.0s are way too wide. They're too big. Could not fit in here. But the thing is, why would you want to? Now let's get started on the looks of the car. Now we got over the whole engine aspect of things. They both are not quarter-mile giants. They both perform better in a half-mile versus a quarter-mile. But let's look at the exteriors and then go on from there. Starting off with the home territory here with me being Mustang and whatnot, you probably want to hear about, ow, 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 something's biting my armpit. That hurt a lot. It's probably just a hair being tugged, but oh my God. This is a 2009. The look stayed the same all the way to 2012 or something like that. And the only thing really changed is we're getting DRLs. Honestly, same interior, same engine, same everything else. You might as well not even say anything changed. However, this is a 2014, and this kind of shows. It looks a little bit more modern, but that's not to say this doesn't look modern at all, because it does. This is a timeless design. You would not know this car came from 2009 looking at it. You can look at everything and you're like, well, that doesn't really look old to me. These headlights even look modern. Now, if it had DRL accents, oh my God, that would be amazing. I would love it. And these cars kind of have a very curvy response to them, you know? Very almost wide body-esque design. Versus here in the Mustang here, we do have a somewhat flared appearance as we go on for it. So it does get a somewhat wide body response all around the car here, even in the back. Both of these cars are supposed to house very wide tires, but you can kind of see the differences in just appeal. What is supposed to happen here? Now, this car is obviously supposed to build on the S197, the old train looking thing. People love and they call that true muscle. This, however, is supposed to be an evolved form of the 350Z, and it's just supposed to be that new era of Nissan. You can kind of see that old 240 kind of stuff peeking through here. Maybe not so much. That tow hook is a really nice touch there. Absolutely hate these kids. They just walk by and just look at me, and they're fucking weird. Anyway, as you can see, these things actually come with a front splitter versus these. They don't really come with a front splitter or anything like that. They're pretty low. This one actually has that bit of rake where it's actually higher up in the back than it is in the front. Here, it's the opposite. They're both on stock suspension, so we have a pretty good comparison between the two. As you can see, the height is about 3 inches. This one's like 54 inches, this is like 52 inches tall. Dramatic effect anyway. We're actually gonna turn on the lights for this one right here, because this is actually just to show the modern appeal between the two. Now this one has the DRLs in the front, and this one, however, unfortunately doesn't. If they did, it'd be a pretty nasty combo. Now think about that. That thing looking a lot more modern, oh, I would love it. I would absolutely love it. I still love the way it looks now. Just wish it was a little bit more high-techy flow. Not too much. I wish there was some way to have a lip on it to make it not that weird plastic track lip thing people do and put splitters on it. I hate that look. Yeah, let's move on to the rear of the car. There are a lot more different opinions about it. Like I said, you still have those attractive curves there, and you can see just how much it dips out. Okay, we have the hip, and then we have this side of the car right there. It's at least a couple inches different that it actually swoops on into. It's still pretty nice. And now people seem to always be upset about the louvers, which I think is absolutely stupid. Like, why are you upset about the louvers, man? That makes no sense at all. You can see perfectly fine into and out of the car when backing up, okay? It's not on your car. You shut up about it. If you don't like it, you can look like every other car, okay? If you don't want to mod your car, you can look like every other car. Don't complain about it. I mean, you can down in the comments below, but I wouldn't really care. I'm not gonna like it or dislike the comment or anything. I'm just gonna be like, huh, okay, bro. Anyway, like I was saying, spoiler, always gotta have your nice little big spoiler on it. Otherwise, you're gonna look like everybody else, and it's just, you're not taking advantage of having a very tuner-like car, you know? People are gonna be like, oh yeah, you're a racer. Okay, we'll still dust your ass. This is the aspect of this car. So these things are very lightweight, and the roof of these things actually remind me a lot of an S550 Mustang that I do believe they kind of took a little bit of notes for every now and then. You know, people take notes from each other. It's not exactly ripping off, because even right here, this reminds me a lot of the S550 Mustang, just the way it connects, and just, that's why it's timeless. You know, if you looked at it, you would not know that this car was from 2009 on the outside. And I say that because, as you can see, the car is very beautiful from the outside. But we're gonna get to that in just a second after slightly reviewing over Reaper here. Now, Reaper is you've seen these on the road everywhere. You've seen them literally everywhere. I'm pretty sure someone near you has a Mustang and you've seen it. So there's really not much to touch up on here. You know, GT500 spoiler, blackout tail lights that come with the 13 to 14. You got the Reaper lettering, and you got the Patrick, and that's pretty much all there is to it, you know. And gills, quarter window louvers. Anyway, let's get to interior. Now, this is just the part of the car that people finally see its age with. This is 2009. It's to be expected in 2009, of course, but imagine keeping this same display even till 2018. It's the same even now. I'm not kidding you. But fun thing is, you know, you can choose to shift right here with an automatic. You can bump it up, bump it down, or you can use the paddle shifters, which actually have a very satisfying click to them and are mounted to the steering column, so you can turn around and you always know where your paddles are. Anyway, now that we covered that, the car is a two-seater. See, you can see perfectly fine out the back. So when you say, oh, can you see anything, bro? Yes, you can. These seats are very nicely bolstered. Very, you know, normal control too. I'm pretty sure they changed a little bit based on premium or not, but honestly, does it matter? Not really. But the interior on these, yeah, that's pretty much it. You know, it's nothing crazy. It's a 2009-esque, you know. It is what it is. It's still being used today, unfortunately. Don't you clean your car, Sam Stang? Listen, my name isn't even Sam. All right. So now this one, it's actually a little bit more spacious. We got a back seat actually, and we can see through those quarter window louvers. And it doesn't feel old, but it doesn't feel modern either. It's like stuck in limbo. Like, this car is limbo, literally. As you can see, kind of modern-ish dash as opposed to that one over there. Yeah, sure, modern-ish steering wheel. Yeah, okay, but this is, it's just there. It's just there. So, yeah, the car looks pretty. I mean, the steering wheel is not steering wheel. The seats are nicely bolstered, I guess, to be stock and the age that it's in. These kind of tilts and stuff like that. And those seats go down, they fold, whatever. You know, it's whatever. But these kind of come with the premiums are actually pretty nice looking. Yeah, you have a red, it's like my color or something. I'm not even gonna touch up on that until I get it. I'm not gonna like drive the car or anything like that. It wouldn't really make much sense. This one has an insane amount of drone due to the exhaust system on it. This one is very quiet due to the quietness of the Mustang. Oh, I guess I didn't talk about that. Yeah, this one you're gonna get a lot more road noise just because it's a roadster-ish type car. It's only 2-seaters and there's not a lot of sound insulation and everything in there. And it's actually a hatch. I didn't even mention that. It's a hatch. Dry skin is killing me. You know, whatever. I don't have good lucks with the females anyway. Hit me up, Manny. You know. Anyway, like I said, yeah, that's kind of been it. It's been Samstang, you know. This thing does like 13.4 mile, I guess. Maybe 13.4, 13.3. It's tuned and stuff. This one's not even tuned, and it can do 13.4, and it spins halfway down the track, so that should say enough. Yeah. Peace.